Hey everyone, what is going on? It is time to get back into some college basketball content. Hope you guys are doing well on this Friday evening. Today it's Friday, November 5th. Just 4 days away from the start of the overall regular season for college basketball. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Getting ready to get back into some content here. Not only am I going to do bracketology update videos, but I'm also going to do weekly predictions. So basically, for example, when we get to say, for instance, like November 13th, Saturday the 13th, we'll make a video that night for predictions for the week of Sunday, November 14th through Saturday, November 20th, and so on and so forth. But for the 9th through the 13th, I'm going to make the video coming up here on Monday night, this upcoming Monday, the 8th. Going to predict the bigger games. I'm going to predict like the bigger teams overall and maybe like the smaller teams overall that are doing really, really well, trying to make the tournament. Without further ado, let's get started, shall we? I'm using Jerry Palm's bracket. Andy Katz made one earlier. I gotta say, though, he had Nebraska making the tournament. Andy Katz, a little bit on the magic dust there. I don't know about that. Nebraska hasn't done anything in a long time, but never say never. This is, again, Jerry Palm, CBS Bracketology, cbssports.com/college-basketball/bracketology/. That was a little unnecessary. Yeah, it tells you like last four in, first four out. Last four in on this one, BYU, Washington State, Wichita State, Nevada. The first four out, he has Drake, Florida, Oklahoma, and Notre Dame. I'm a little shocked that, who was it that I was expected to be on here? There was a team on here I was expecting. I'm a little shocked. Arizona. A little shocked Arizona didn't even make any cusp of this list, but it is what it is. Gonzaga's assistant went there for the head coaching position after Sean Miller, pretty much. I don't know what happened. I forgot if he got fired or called it quits, but let's get into it, shall we? All right, I'm going to hit save on this real quick when we get started. Gonzaga's going to win the first game. Gonzaga, of course, coming off that tremendous season. They were basically undefeated to the national championship, and then they got pretty much kind of ran over by Baylor. San Diego State, wow, good job, Stephen. San Diego State versus the 9 seed Virginia Tech, the 8-9 matchup, always a point flip. I'm going to take Virginia Tech. I'm a little more confident with them. San Diego State had a monstrous Mountain West season. They ran through the conference tournament, then they got shut down by Syracuse. Virginia Tech fell off near the end last season. Let's see where things pick up. I'll kind of do a quick, mention of how the teams last season went and what we can expect going forward. So this will be a longer video. Alabama versus the winner of Wichita State, Nevada. I don't know who's going to win this game. I'd probably lean towards Nevada, but Alabama had a really high-flying team. They live and die by the three. They had some defensive capabilities. No Herbert Jones, though, now, so that's going to be a bit tough. I don't think they even have Page Jr. anymore. I'm still taking Alabama. We'll be close. Alabama, though, got to the Sweet 16. I did not think they were going to get far last year. Sure enough, they lost to UCLA in the Sweet 16. Illinois versus Santa Barbara. All right, listen. Illinois, I don't trust them anymore. Last year, they went into a tournament hot. They won the Big Ten. And then all of a sudden, they completely shut down. They faced Loyola. I mean, they ran into a good team, but still, all that talent pretty much wasted. But you still got Cockburn. You still got Trent Frazier, two of the better guys on the team. And Cockburn's going to start with a 3-game suspension. Nice job, Illinois. I'm going to still take them over Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara was a really dangerous team last year. I don't know if they're got the same roster, but Illinois should do better this tournament. They should. We'll talk about more of the Big Ten teams. You know who you are. Maryland, Mississippi State. Maryland's got a better team. They got Case Wahab, they got Fats Russell, Eric Ayala. I do like this Maryland squad better. Mississippi State has Michigan State transfer Rocket Watts, but I still don't think it's enough. Maryland will beat Mississippi State, I think. Defending national champions Baylor, no Jarrett Butler, no David Mitchell. They still got Jonathan gosh, it's so hard to say his last name. Tchachua. There we go. They still got a good team, though, but I think the pressure on them it ain't on them. Now they've won the national championship, they could kind of simmer things down a little bit. I'm not expecting a big run from Baylor, but you never know what you're going to get. By the way, Georgia State upset them back in 2015 in the first round, 14-3, just a fun fact. Michigan State, Richmond. Boy, Michigan State would sure love to have a better ending than last season. I'll tell you what, they really tough. Well, they went 4-2 in the regular season to end the regular season last year, and then they really came apart in the tournament. Didn't like it too much. Richmond, I'm not really too fond of them this year. I'm going to take Michigan State, although Michigan State's got a lot of fresh faces. Marcus Bingham Jr. is going to be probably one of the more focal points on the team. We'll see what Tom Izzo can do. Izzo can really put things together. He's one of the smartest coaches in the league, in college basketball for a reason. Duke at Colgate. Duke, Mike Krzyzewski's last go. Duke had a horrible season last year, but then they were starting to turn it up during the ACC tournament. COVID knocked them out for the rest of the year. They were going to face Florida State. Duke, we'll see what happens. They got Paulo Branchero, will be a physical guy on the court. They do have a set of new faces, but they got some old faces. It's going to be a mix. Duke, I think Krzyzewski's going to push this team this year. I would say some people could be taking them far, but I'm not so sure right now. Gonzaga v Tech, I don't think it's even close. Gonzaga's going to have Drew Timme back. They got a top 60 prospect. But I do want to say this too. There are several teams in this bracketology. They've had a number of years of success. I'm talking Gonzaga, Florida State, Oregon. I'm not so sure if many of those teams are going to get far this upcoming tournament. Usually when one team goes far one year, they don't get so far the next year. It's a pattern I see a lot, but it just depends. I can't believe the streak of success these teams have had in the tournament year in, year out. Alabama, Illinois. You know what? I'm going to take Illinois because I think Alabama will get stalled. They're going to end up... Copeland's going to prevent a problem in the middle. I think Alabama's going to... I think they're going to end up trying too hard with the 3 in that game. I think Illinois is going to beat them. It's not going to be easy, though. That's a really tough game for Illinois. Maryland, Baylor. I got enough said. I'm going to go Maryland. That's a risky pick, though, because, Baylor's got a good defense, and they really do. They will slow you down. They play fast and tough, but... I'm going to take Maryland. I'm going to take a shot on them. Michigan State, Duke. I don't know, man. This is a really tough game because Michigan State, a lot of new guys. They still got Joey Hazard. Duke, this is a tough one. I'm going to lean towards Duke. That's a battle right there. Michigan State's going to have some really tough season opponents, too. We'll talk about those early next week. Gonzaga, Illinois. I'm going to end up triggering some people. I'm going to take Illinois. I know I said I don't trust Illinois much, but I feel like they're going to end up rebounding somehow next year, this upcoming season. I feel like Gonzaga's streak of success in the tournament is going to come to an end at some point. Now, Sweet 16, that's a good run. That is a fairly good run, but you can't go far every single year. They've been like really far in the last several years. Maryland, Duke, as much as I want to take Maryland in the upset, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Coaching experience lies with Krzyzewski in that one. Illinois, Duke would be a hard-hitting Elite Eight game. I'll tell you what, man, I don't know about this game because Illinois, you don't know what you're going to get from this year. Are they going to pull a similar stunt to last year? I've been back and forth, I was thinking about taking Duke, then I'm thinking about taking Illinois. You don't know what you're going to get. I think in this case, I'm going to take Illinois. I don't know, because they have more experienced players on their team. And I think Duke's just a little too young. I don't know. That's a tough one. Don't hammer me in the comments. It's really early. A lot of things can change between now and March. This is a preseason bracketology after all. Let's go to the South. Let's go to the, that was the West region. We're going to go to the East region. Villanova's the 1 seed. Villanova, Colin Gillespie's injury, thought they were going to be pretty much toast. They're going to go to the Sweet 16. So Jay Wright's, the veteran experience with him, really pushing his team. Gillespie's back. I do like Villanova more this year. Loyola, Chicago, IU. Loyola, I'll tell you what, they're the ones that knocked out Illinois in the tournament. Then they turn around and get stumbled by Oregon State. We'll talk about them later, but I'm going to take IU. It's a risky pick. I know IU didn't do very well at times last year, offensively especially, but listen, I like the coach. I like what the roster they got. I feel like the roster got stronger. I think Mike Woods is going to push this team. I really see IU being potentially a pretty sneaky team this year. So Loyola doesn't have Cameron Crowder. Loyola's going to be a little bit weaker in my opinion, but them being an 8 seed, it's tough. They play some stingy defense. They do. Florida State, Louisiana Tech. Florida State's going to... I don't know why I'm worried about Florida State this year. I'm getting that feeling like... Because Leonard Hamilton, great guy. Really great guy overall. But this team... feel like I got a little weaker. I don't know. They got Anthony Polite, great 3-point shooting guy. They got Caleb Mills from Houston who can really score. Oh, brother. I'm going to actually... You know what? I hate to do this. I'm going to take an upset here. I hate to do it. I'm just going to mix it up because looking at the other 5-12 matchups, I'm not so sure about them. Florida State, though, I mean, they can beat Louisiana Tech, but you can get some upsets out of those, and Florida State could slip up at any point. I'm a little more worried about them this year. I'm an FSU fan, by the way. Arkansas Liberty. Liberty could win. Liberty's been a team in the last few years that has been a potential upset team, but I'm going to take Arkansas. Arkansas is still going to be a really dangerous team next year. I just, J.D. Note, they got great rebounders on the team. Jeez, my thing wasn't. Eric Musselman, only his third year coaching, or going into his third year, and look what he's already built. I mean, it goes to show how good of a coach he is. Okay, North Carolina versus LSU, yeah, that's a no-brainer for me. North Carolina should do better this year, automatically. They got Brady Manek, they got Caleb Love, new head coach. It could be interesting though for the first bit. Trying to figure out their new identity without Roy Williams. But North Carolina, they had a great rebounding team last year. They've been having some good rebounding teams the last few years. Sorry, excuse me. LSU, I hate their defense is terrible. Let's just get that out there. Memphis, New Mexico State. Memphis might be the biggest mystery this year. They might be the most mysterious team this year because you don't know what you're going to get. Penny Hardaway can recruit like a Final Four coach, but they haven't shown it with their play. Imani Bates, Alex Lomax, two of the key players in that team. It's going to be interesting. Memphis is going to be a heavily watched team this year. They face like Alabama, Tennessee. They face some really good teams this year. Memphis, I feel like, can lose at any point in the tournament. I hope to God they don't end up being a 1 seed because I do not see them getting far if they're going to end up being a high. The higher the seed line they are, the more nervous they're going to make me in the tournament because that means pressure is going to build on that team. They won the NIT this past NIT tournament. USC, West Virginia. USC had a phenomenal run back in March. They have Isaiah Mobley still. I feel like USC can still pull some strings. West Virginia's been gutted. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think about this team anymore. Don't like him anymore, really. I got USC winning that one. West Virginia's got to figure things out. Bob Huggins, though, I think will. He's a smart coach, but I don't know, man. West Virginia, I know it's pushing them to be a Final Four team, but that matchup against Syracuse, it just was a bad timing thing. If they had not been in that region, if they would have been like in the I don't know, man. West Virginia could have went much farther if they were not in that region of Syracuse. Michigan, Iona. Michigan's going to be another. They're going to be right there at the top of the Big Ten. I know they don't have Wagner anymore, but Dickinson's going to be. He's going to be all over the court. He's going to be right there in your face. 1 versus 9, Villanova, Indiana. I could see Indiana beating Villanova, but right now though, there's a lot of unanswered questions with IU. Are they that team? Are they going to be that team that this upcoming season? I'm going to take Villanova. It should be close, actually. Louisiana Tech and Arkansas. I got Arkansas winning. UNC Memphis. I am stuck on this one. This could be a very, very fast game. North Carolina is the type of team to play extremely fast. They're one of the fastest teams I've seen play ever. Memphis, though, I'm a little concerned about this one. Memphis could, they can get really thrown off here. Oh, man, I really don't want to take another 6-3. I really don't. But with Memphis, they might throw off North. You never know. I guess I'll take Memphis. I'm reluctantly taking Memphis, but Memphis could. The way they play, they could end up throwing teams off because they're young and there's a lot of unknowns, especially with Imani Bates. Still, though, you got plenty of time to study your team over the season if you haven't faced them. USC Michigan could be close. USC is going to have the defense capability of Isaiah Mobley. That matchup between him and Hunter Dickinson should be really something, but I'm taking Michigan. I like their supporting cast better. Villanova, Arkansas, this is going to be a hard-hitting fight. You got Jay Wright and Gillespie versus Arkansas's dynasty. I liked their dynasty last year, but Arkansas, I don't know, man. Villanova, I feel like, is destined to go far this year. Same with Arkansas, though. Arkansas's got the rebounds. Oh, gosh, I can't even talk. Tricky game. Real tricky game. I'm not trying to take all the favorites. I'm going to take Villanova, though, because of experience. Whoops. I mean, Arkansas could win. Memphis, Michigan. Yeah, I'm taking Michigan. I'm going to be really hesitant to take Memphis far because, again, it's a waiting game at this point to see what they are. I would actually like to see this game in the tournament. Villanova, Michigan would be a fight. This would be a rematch in the national championship from 2018. You know what? I'm gonna take. Does Villanova have anyone to throw at Dickinson? Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard's a really good coach. Really good coach. You know, I'm going to take Michigan. No. I don't know. As of right now, I'll take Villanova, but I can easily see Michigan. Not trying to take two teams from the same conference to the Final Four, but then again, though, it can happen. It's just not very common. All right, let's go over to I think this is the South region. Yes, the South region. UCLA, tremendous run. They absolutely just, they utilize their defense. Whole team's coming back. One of the most dangerous teams this season. Let's see what they can do. Xavier, Louisville. I'm going to take Xavier. I don't really like too much Louisville right now. I don't know. That's a toss-up, literally. Auburn versus Washington, the winner of Washington State, BYU. I think Washington State's... I think some people could end up overlooking this team because... they're not going to have that major offensive power, but they're a stingy defense. Washington State's probably going to be one of my sneakier teams this year. Auburn's going to have Walker Kessler. They're going to have Alan Flanagan. Auburn's going to be a loaded team, too. That's a good team. Yeah, I don't know, man. Washington State could definitely beat Auburn. That's a scary game for them, especially with the issues Auburn had last season and then Bruce Pearl. I don't know, man. I'm not really liking Auburn's vibe right now too much. But with Washington State's offense man. This is tricky. I'm gonna take Auburn by default, but I could definitely see Washington State winning. Washington State could make an upset in the tournament. They could, very well, if they keep things together. The wingman, like the wing defense, they can play on ball. They can especially do like trap ball screens, pick and roll. They're really good at the pick and roll defense for sure. Could throw Auburn way off. But I feel like Auburn's just got slightly better offense. And Auburn likes to play really fast too. Washington State, be wary of them this year. They may actually have the best defense in the Pac-12. Ohio State, Wright State. Ohio State, seriously, they're going to lose in the first round. The tournament as a 2 seed. Joke's on you guys. I mean, listen, Ohio State, they're still kind of talented, but I don't know what to make of them anymore at this point. We'll see. We'll see what happens during the year. I feel like Ohio State's going to do a little better at the very least. UConn, Oregon State. I'm taking Oregon State because UConn, I feel like they're going to have trouble offensively this year. No book night anymore. Cole's got to step up, and then you got other people who knows. Oregon State, I know they don't have Ethan Thompson, but their backcourt's really good. Their defense is pretty stingy, too. That's what got them far, is their defense. Kentucky versus South Dakota State. Kentucky also should do a lot better this season, too. There's some teams on here that really should do a lot better this year. Kentucky's even got Oscar Tshiebwe from West Virginia. Yeah, let's see if Calipari can put it all together. Kentucky's got a really big opening game against Duke. That should be a fun one. Virginia, Rutgers... Give me Rutgers. I like them more because they got better playmakers, I feel like, on their team, like Geo Baker, Ron Harper Jr. Virginia is literally the equivalent of the Titanic. Yes, I just said that. Texas over Southern Utah. Listen, Texas, whatever funny business you got going on with offense, cut it out, please. Let's not do this again for the 50th year in a row. I mean, come on, dude. Texas, literally, Gosh, what do you even say about this team, man? Seriously. Shaka Smart gets a contract extension before the Big 12 tournament. Texas wins the Big 12 tournament. Then they straight up lose to Abilene Christian, 14-3 upset. Texas had offensive problems going into the Big 12 tournament. They seemed to escape those a little bit. Then they reverted back to their old ways. Well, Abilene Christian had a good defense, but neither here nor there. Now you got Chris Beard, who I like more. He has success. Remember, he took Texas Tech to the national championship in 2019. Marcus Carr from Minnesota should help Texas' offense. If it doesn't, there's a problem. Let's just get that out of the way. UCLA should beat Xavier. I don't think it's even close. Auburn, Ohio State. I'm taking Ohio State. Auburn, again, I'm not fully on Auburn right now. I'm not. They had the legal problems and then Bruce Pearl. I don't know, man. I'm just not getting a good vibe from Auburn right now with things. We'll see what happens later in the season. Oregon State could win this game, but Kentucky has you never know what you're going to get. Rutgers and Texas. Listen, Rutgers could win this game. They could. But Texas, seriously, at some point, this team has to make a deep run. Seriously. Come on. They have to, at some point, they're going to end up breaking the chain and go far. They got Coleman. They got, I think, Courtney Ramey still. I don't know who. Give me Texas to win. It's going to be a gritty game, though. Rutgers will put up a fight against Texas. UCLA and Ohio State. I'm taking UCLA in a close one. Ohio State could. That's a good match for Ohio State potentially, but we'll see. Kentucky versus Texas. This is a risky pick, but I'm gonna take Texas. Because you don't know what you're going to get. Then I'm going to take UCLA over Texas in the Final Four. I do have UCLA return to the Final Four, although who knows? You never know what you're going to get. UCLA could lose early. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because UCLA, they might have more pressure on them. A lot of people are going to expect them to do well, then they could fall flat on their face early. That's a possibility. I would like to see Texas not on the one line either. That's the same thing like I said about Memphis. So I got Illinois, I got Villanova, UCLA in the Final Four. Let's see who we got in the Midwest region. This region could be interesting. This could be a very interesting region here. Kansas, the 1 seed. Kansas now is Remy Martin. Kansas had one of the worst field goal percentages last season. If Remy Martin stays healthy, I think Kansas is a deep team this year. They can go pretty far. St. John's and Colorado State. This is a heck of a first-round game. St. John's is going to have the offense and defensive capabilities. Colorado State's got David Roddy. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. Yeah. That's a very tough game right there. Yeah, I'm going to take St. John's. Coin flip. Oregon, Buffalo. Oregon, again, is going to be they're going to have another offensive powerhouse team. Quincy Guerrier from Syracuse is on the team. Most of your guys average 10-plus points a game. Defense is now a little better, I feel like, with Guerrier because he has some defensive capabilities. Oregon's defense was terrible last year. Buffalo, watch out for Buffalo, though. They're sneaky. If you remember, Buffalo was a 6 seed in 2019. They were ridiculous. Okay, Houston. Houston had a really good run, and I had a feeling they were going to go to the Final Four. I should have stuck with that feeling. Chattanooga, I don't think they can make it to upset. Houston, though, I don't know, man. Houston may not get very far. We'll see. They still got some talent, but that's going to be tricky. St. Bonaventure, Belmont. Dude, alright, I hate this matchup for several reasons. First off, let's just cut to the chase. St. Bonaventure, all 5 starter, their whole entire team's pretty much returning. St. Bonaventure might have one of the best defenses in the country this year. They can also score, too. Belmont's one of the most dangerous, smaller school teams this year, in my opinion. Belmont's got all their guys returning to. They can steal the ball. They can score. They're fast. Very enticing game here. Belmont's actually one of my early season Cinderella teams right now. I do like this team, but against St. Bonaventure, I don't know, man. That's a very good game. Very, very good game here. little scared about this one. You know what? We're going to go St. Bonaventure. It's tough. It's early. Let's just go with it. Tennessee, Yale, John Fulkerson, with them being knocked out last year, that kind of ruined things for Tennessee. With them back and a bit stronger supporting cast, now just kind of building things up. Tennessee should do better this year. I was having some problems with them, trusting them last year. All right, Texas Tech and Syracuse. Texas Tech's not even the same team. Syracuse, how many freaking Boeheims are on this team? Is this the whole family? Does the whole family play now? I'm going to start calling Syracuse Boeheim Orange. I'm going to take Boeheim Orange over Texas Tech. And how old's Buddy Boeheim? Like 120 years old? Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, Syracuse is going to have another good season, I think. They're going to be probably in the middle to upper end of the ACC, I think, but we'll see. That Zone 2-3. That aging like fine wine defense. we better just continue on. Purdue was a surprise for me last year. Then they just were disappointing in the tournament. I mean, they are a young team, and now they got experience. Purdue's going to be a really dangerous team. Zaki, Trevion Williams, Jaden Ivey, the trifecta of power. I do like this Purdue team. Although Purdue, if you guys know, Purdue's had a history of going out early when they're a high seed in the tournament. 1994, they made it farther as a 1 seed, but for example, Purdue's got the tendency to kind of go down when they get to the Sweet 16. Kansas and St. John's. This is a dangerous game for Kansas. St. John's can beat Kansas, but if Kansas stays true to their roots, I think they squeak it out. St. John's is going to give them a fight, I think. St. John's is probably going to be a sneaky team this year. Oregon and Houston. I'm taking Oregon. That's a tough one too, because Houston has this defensive speed to throw Oregon off, but Oregon always plays well in the tournament. They always do. St. Bonaventure, Tennessee. I can see St. Bonaventure winning against Tennessee, but I'm going to take Tennessee. I know. There's like a whole load of 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks stupid. It's 1-5. Never mind. I know. It does not look good. But it's a preseason thing. We'll have some variations later. I'll have some variations later. Syracuse, Purdue. Syracuse could throw Purdue off, but I think with Purdue's bigs going to go in the middle and slicing that zone. That's how you beat the zone. You get a guy in the middle and you slice it up. I'm going to take Purdue, which sets up a couple of really intriguing rematches from past tournaments. Kansas and Oregon. They faced off in the Elite Eight in 2017. Oregon beat them by like 14, I think. But this is, of course, completely different. Two completely different teams. I'm taking Kansas because, I don't know. I feel like Kansas is going to have a better defense than Oregon. Tennessee, Purdue, this is going to be interesting if these two teams play. Now, Purdue and Tennessee, they faced off in 2019 Sweet 16. Probably the second or third best college basketball game I've ever seen in my life. These two teams just kept going back and forth, and it was absolutely rejuvenating to see Purdue win. Purdue scares me, though, because, like I said, they taper off at this point in the tournament. I'm a little worried about them. Tennessee could beat Purdue. Tennessee's defense could slow them down. I'm a little worried about this game. I'm going to reluctantly take Purdue, and I'm going to take... I guess I'll take Kansas. I don't like that pick too much. This region, Let's just get to the Final Four, shall we? We've done enough talking. Illinois, Villanova. Listen, this is an awkward... I didn't want to put myself in this situation like that. I didn't want to. I really didn't want to put myself in this position like this. Illinois, Villanova. I think Illinois can beat Villanova. We're just going for it anyway at this point because who cares? This is one of the possibilities, of course. UCLA and Kansas. I think UCLA is going to end Kansas's run. And then Illinois, UCLA. I guess I got UCLA winning the championship as of right now, but things can change on a dime. We'll see. But, that's an awkward championship game. I know. If some of you are looking for something else, I'm sorry. But, hey, like I said, preseason bracketology, we're just doing it right now. It's kind of, we're not being too serious about it, but Good. If you guys sat through the whole thing, appreciate it. Give it a like and subscribe if you're new. Comment below what your opinion is on some of these teams. Of course, we'd like to have a good discussion. Again, this is, of course, we're not trying to be too serious about this. The season hasn't even started yet, but really looking forward to some good games this year. Again, I'm going to do some weekly predictions as well every week. Stay tuned for that and more. And I'll catch you guys again soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.